Hi, my name is Brad with CPR and First Aid Savers, and today I will be your instructor. So, today we will go over if someone was to collapse, would you know what to do? First thing you would always do is do your assessment, which is your emergency action steps. Now, your emergency action steps are going to be three C's, and those three C's stand for check, call, and care. So, what you would do first is make sure your scene is safe, check the scene, make sure it's safe. The scene appears to be safe. I'm going to check the unconscious person by tapping them on the shoulder to see if they will respond. The person will not respond. I would either use my cell phone or identify someone and have them call 911, such as, hey, you in the green shirt, can you go call 911? This person's unconscious. So we got our check, we got our call. Now we're on our third C, which is our care step. Now, when we get to the care step, we got to talk about opening the airway. When a person goes unconscious, the tongue can roll back, blocking their airway by taking two fingers, putting under the bony part of the chin and one on the forehead, and raising up will open their airway, causing the tongue to roll forward. Now we check for signs of life for 10 seconds. In those 10 seconds, we're doing what is called look, listen, and feel for movement. We're trying to see if this person is alive. So we're feeling for breathing, listening for breaths. Our eyes should be looking at this chest cavity to see if it's rising and falling. If there are no signs of life, the next step would be to check for a pulse. We check for a pulse in the groove of the neck for the adult and for the child. Um, 1 to 12 is considered a child, and 12 and up we would treat as an adult. So if there is no pulse, next thing we would do is CPR. CPR straight across the board, adult, child, and infant is 30 and 2. That consists of 30 chest compressions to 2 breaths. You are doing CPR. In CPR, we do what is called CAB, and those acronyms stand for compressions, airway, and breathing. So, in other words, you would start with the 30 compressions, then open the airway, and administer your 2 breaths. When you go to give those breaths, the rule of thumb is give a breath, take a breath. So if I was giving oxygen, I would pinch this nose shut, seal the mouth with my mouth. I would give my first blow of oxygen, release the nose, and take a breath. And then I would repeat that. And you're alternating between compressions and your breaths. The only time in which you would stop CPR would be number one, EMS comes to relieve you, you can stop CPR. Number two, the person revives or gain consciousness, and if they do, you could roll them over onto their side. We call that the recovery position. And number three, if an AED shows up on the scene, and for some reason you have to stop CPR in order to hook it up. Let's just say the person who brought back the AED don't know how to hook it up. You would have to stop CPR in order to hook it up. But if they do know how to hook it up, they can work in between you doing the compressions and breaths in order to hook it up. After about 5 cycles of CPR, that's when you would then recheck for signs of life to see if the condition has changed. So after about those 5 cycles, they might start breathing again, or perhaps there's no more signs of life, and you would have to get right back in here and continue CPR. So let's review. So a person collapsed in front of you, and you assess the scene. Scene appears to be safe. You have someone call 911, or you use your cell phone to call 911, and then you would, of course, proceed to give care. You would open the airway, do your look, listen, and feel for movement for no more than for no more than 10 seconds. No signs of life. You would then check for a pulse. Check for a pulse in the groove of the neck for the adult and for the child. 1 to 12 is considered a child. 12 and up, we would treat as an adult. If there is no pulse, go ahead and start CPR. CPR straight across the board. Adult, child, and infant is 30 and 2. That consists of 30 chest compressions to 2 breaths. You are doing CPR. In CPR, we do what is called CAB. That stands for compressions, airway, and then you're breathing. When you go to give the 2 breaths, the rule of thumb is give a breath, take a breath. So you would want to pinch this nose shut, seal the mouth to give each breath of oxygen. But CPR is 30 and 2, 30 compressions to 2 breaths. All right, my name is Bradley with CPR and First Aid Savers. Don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share these videos. And if you are interested in taking an online course, you can reach out to me at cprfirstaidsavers.com. As you see, it's spelled here on the shirt.com. If you would like to take an in-person class, you can reach out to me at 770-670-1956. And I'll see you in the next video.